evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to Vicious Rants, and of course I'm your host, your YouTube Messiah and Alpha Imitator, never duplicated superstar Tim Vicious, and we are talking about Elimination Chamber. Was in Sin City, Las Vegas, Nevada, and whoo man, you know, pretty sure they made cities like Las Vegas for, you know, people like me who can't afford the debauchery capital of the world, Tijuana, Mexico, but... Okay, let's get off the topic about that, you know, about on how, you know, I'm just gonna go straight to hell in like one of those pneumatic tubes in the bank, just and get back to the lecture at hand with the pay-per-view. Now, all in all, it was a decent pay-per-view, you know, it was like, you know, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say it was a B-show pay-per-view, but, you know, it was what it was. It was the last Raw pay-per-view before WrestleMania. So, you know, that was it. And before we get into the matches, we want to talk about the one promo thing that they consistently hyped up for like the last 2 weeks on how Ronda Rousey was going to come on and sign her official Monday Night Raw contract there. And, you know, honestly, I could go either way with Ronda Rousey, you know? Like, but, god damn if she does not have some good taste in entrance music, because, whew, well, if you've known me for a while, and I hope you have, you know me, Joan Jett, and we'll just leave it at that. Look up Joan Jett Sundays for our tag if you want to get into the juicy details about that. But, yeah, she came out, cut a promo. You could tell she was nervous. And I'm not downgrading her on that, you know. You know, she came out, she said for the longest time she wanted to be in WWE. She wanted to do wrestling. And now she's getting to. That's good, you know? God bless, that's a good thing. Kid wanted to do it, she's doing it now. Kick ass on that. You know? She came out, the God King himself, Triple H, and the MILF in charge, Stephanie, were there. They were, you know, building it up, and Hunter was asking her, now, before we signed, just want to make sure, you didn't want anything else. No additional perks, no private cars, jets, or extended vacation, or anything like that. She said, no, just want to do this just like everyone else. Okay, just sign right here. And, like, Kurt, you got anything to say? And Kurt talked about, you know, on how you guys have been wanting to do this. It's 3 years in the making. It's been 3 years in the making. It's because, you know, you guys have been trying to get her to sign for 3 years ever since she embarrassed you guys at WrestleMania. She hip-tossed you and locked you in an arm lock, put you in an arm lock, and, you know, basically like that. And, yeah, Hunter was like, oh, whoa, easy there, man. You okay? You feeling good? Yeah, I know. I don't know if anyone knew this, but you were in the hospital earlier this week with flu, and, you know, maybe showing some lingering symptoms, you know, hallucinating a little. Let's get you on out of here. And, you know, basically, Kurt was being like that little rat fuck kid that we all knew in the neighborhood that would tattletale on everyone. He was being that little rat. He was being that little cheesy rat motherfucker we all wanted to give a giant wedgie to a tree to. And, you know, it was like, oh, Rhonda, did you also hear? Stephanie said that she could do this and beat you in this. And then Rhonda, just as she was saying, got like that devil stare, like, and started to get into Stephanie's face. And then Hunter was like, whoa. Let me get the camera. Okay, he may not have said that, but I was thinking that. He was like, whoa, okay, easy. Escorted Steph out of the ring, turned back around. Next thing you know, Ronda, boom, belly to belly them through the table. Next thing you know, Steph came back in, gave Ronda a big old bitch smack, and yeah, then yeah, just gave her that stare and then proceeded to, like, same thing with her. Next thing you know, or after that, Steph kind of crawled out of the ring, and then Ronda, dunk, signed it. And there's been rumor and speculation going around that, you know, they were looking to build Kurt and Ronda versus Tripp and Steph at Mania, in which case, honestly, I'm okay with that because a few reasons. One, if you look over Triple H's record at WrestleMania, one, he now holds the most losses at WrestleMania after last year's, so now Shawn Michaels has the second most amount of losses. And two, again, you look over the past few years, he's put guys over in his WrestleMania matches. You know, so doing a match, so, you know, that also, him and Kurt can put on good solid matches. Them two could put on good show. Them two were workers back in the day. And I know I'm probably going to get accused of, like, blowing Hunter and all that shit, but you know what? God damn, the guy could work, and he still can. So can Kurt. You know? Not only that, this is a perfect platform for Ronda to have a jump start in because she's just starting. Let her get a tag match. Let her get a few tag matches in on her. Well, you know, so that way she can get some time to build so she can actually get ring work. And a tag match can help hide any little flaws she may not have down all the way. Plus, you know, what better way to debut than not just at WrestleMania, but debuting at WrestleMania while taking out your boss. You know? Now, either way, that done, now let's get to the show. Pre-show match, Miztourage, Dallas and Axel versus the Good Brothers themselves, Gallows and Anderson. And you know, Gallows and Anderson, they were leading the match. It was nice, good pace. Yeah, it was what it was. It was a pre-show match. It was to chew the clock. You know, nothing to write home about. The heels, Miztourage wound up getting control after the little 30-second ad break. Gallows got the hot tag and then proceeded to clear house. Next thing you know, match came to an end with match came to an end with them getting the Magic Killer on Curtis Axel. 1, 2, 3. That was it. Now, moving on to the main show. Starting it off with the Women's Elimination Chamber match. Alexa Bliss, Sasha Banks, Mickie James, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, and Bayley, all in that order. So, it was Sonya and Bayley that started out the match. And this was a nice start by Sonya and Bayley, you know. I don't ever, you know, nice decent start from them, you know. It was good quick pace. It was like, okay, I want to try and knock you down. It was more so I want to try and beat you down as opposed to trying to take you out of the match altogether quick. You know. Mandy Rose was next, which then proceeded to them double teaming Bayley consistently during that time. Next up was Sasha, which case then she cleared house. And, you know, her and Bayley started working on them. Mandy was the first to be eliminated. Next, like, a little bit after that, then Mickie James came out. And Mickie James wound up taking out Sonya Deville. And then immediately after she took out Sonya, Mickie got pinned herself. So it was one after another right there. And Alexa Bliss was the last one to come out. And it was actually, and you know, a lot of people, you know, may boo and hiss at this idea, but, you know, I like the way Alexa Bliss was carrying herself in this, like, trying to avoid them both, because, God forbid, the bad guy, the villain in a wrestling match should do villain-like things and try to avoid fighting and being double-teamed by good guys. Right? Just, but yeah, at one point it was Alexa Bliss was like, no, I'm not coming out of my pod. And then they pried it open, got her out, and then she started to climb up the cage, and they both got on both sides. It was like seeing like Super Mario on Super Nintendo, where that one dungeon where you're crawling on the cage. Do. Okay, I hope at least some of you get the reference. But you know, then Alexa was on top of the one pod, and Sasha was there too. Bayley was climbing up, and then yeah. Everyone, Twitter blew up making this joke about with the Lion King reference. Just as Bayley was climbing up, Sasha, boom, kicked her and Bayley came down, in which case Sasha then became evil. Well, no, not really evil, just more so just looking out for herself. Yeah, everyone's going to say, oh, we're going to get heel Sasha now. We're going to get heel Sasha now. Nah, no, they're not gonna. They're not gonna. I can tell you that right now, because seriously, why would they do that when she's a moneymaker? They're not going to do that. Yeah, especially if they're targeting young girls. Either way, it then proceeded to everyone trying to hit whatever move they can on anyone. And at one point, and then at... Get my damn words right. I'm sorry. I'm talking faster than I'm thinking. Yeah. And then at one point, after Bayley wound up getting eliminated, which then led down to Sasha versus Alexa, and you know, them two, they had a nice little bit for a minute, and probably the coolest part of this match, hands down, was Sasha was outside on the walkway part of the chamber. Bliss on top of the pod did a twisted Bliss onto Sasha while she was standing. Not laying down, but standing. Did that, and then Sasha rolled over, locked in a bank statement, and then proceeded to roll again back into the ring to get it. And Alexa wound up popping her knees up to get enough room to be able to move. Rammed her into the corner a few times. Match came to an end when Banks was propped up on the top turnbuckle. Alexa had her for a draping DDT. Boom! Right off of that. 1, 2, 3. That was it. So Alexa Bliss won and is still your Raw Women's Champion. After that, she cut this beautiful promo with, you know, to take a page out of Ric Flair. With a tear in her eye, she could say, this was one of the greatest moments of my life. If you have a dream, you can make it. But none of you could ever do what I do, basically. And oh my god, it was beautiful. Which case, again, not all wrestling not all storytelling in wrestling has to be in the match. You know, post-match, that interview, that promo, oh god, that just was beautiful. That just cemented her as a heel. Anyways, after that, next up, we got Titus Worldwide. Titus and Apollo going against Sheamus and Cesaro for the Raw Tag titles. Now, Sheamus and Cesaro, they proceed to start attacking before the bell even rings, which case then Titus and Apollo, they start to get the upper hand, start picking up the pace after the brawl. They get back in the ring, and then, boom. You know, Sheamus and Cesaro start getting the team up, start getting the advantage. Apollo wound up becoming the team punching bag. And, yeah, Titus, he got the hot tag in. And, man, I've been preaching for years on how good Titus O'Neil is. I know I shit on him before when he was doing jobbing, you know. But honest to God, this guy, ooh. If you put him in if you made him a main eventer, I guarantee he could fucking carry, because he's got a killer look. He can work the mic. He can work in the ring. You know. Not only that, I feel like I preach this almost every week. The guy with all the charity work and the work he does for community outreaching and all. Oh my God, what kind of publicity do you think that would get to sell? I mean, for crying out loud, it hit major news when a few years ago he took like 10 or 20 homeless guys out for lunch and paid for it all out of his own pocket. You know? It just... The guy is good. And honestly, he deserves to be... I feel like he should be pushed to the moon, but I'm not going to be like one of those smarky little fans like, oh, well, they're just burying him. He deserves a push. He deserves... Blah, blah, blah. No. No, it is what it is. You know, he's making decent pay. He's getting royalties from merch. You know, he gets TV time. He gets TV time when he can. When he can, he even says he's out there. He's in the back working. He's not just sitting in. He's just not sitting in catering, chowing down. He's busting his ass online, making work. You know, so I tip my hat to him on that. You know, I truly do think he should be a main eventer. But either way, match wound up coming to an end. Sheamus and Cesaro, they wound up getting. Apollo wound up making his way back in, and when he did, they wound up hitting him. Sheamus had him set up for a white noise. Cesaro running springboard off the second rope. Boom! Hit it there. 1, 2, 3. That was it. So they won that. Next up, Nia Jax versus Asuka. You know, nice old rematch feel from like the NXT days when they had their match. And honestly, I liked this match. It was nice, fast pace. You know, Nia, you know, throwing her power at Asuka, and Asuka throwing out her strikes and her submission style, which really worked great, you know? I absolutely love that idea, you know? 'Cause, you know, and everyone keeps, you know, they keep billing Nia as the irresistible force, and, well, yeah, she is, you know? She's, you know, she don't hide the fact that she's a big girl. She is a big girl, but, you know, she's a big girl and she's got muscle, and she uses that muscle to her advantage, you know. But damn, this was a half decent match. I mean, honestly, I would put this match on par with the one they had in NXT, you know. And I'm not saying one was better than the other. I'm just saying it's like at the same level. Now, while it was a good match, I was not a fan of the finish, though, because how the match came to a finish, Nia had Asuka up for a powerbomb. Asuka rolled it over and got a quick pin on it, but, you know, you could see Asuka was struggling because she couldn't position herself right to get up, or not get up, I'm sorry, poor choice of words. Couldn't get around to get the proper way to do it right away. So, but it felt like kind of like a kind of pin and a finish. But Asuka won, and then Nia proceeded to beat the ever-loving crap out of her and even rammed her through the timekeeper's area. The next match we had was Matt Hardy going against Bray Wyatt, which case this was probably the most disappointing match of the night in my book, but it was way better than their match that they had at Raw 25. I will say that much. Now, Matt came out, and then just as he did, and then Bray Wyatt started, it did that, and then the lights flickered off and then back on, and just as Bray was in there, it's like, picked up Matt's coat like, where is he? And then you could just hear Matt doing that whoa, laugh and then singing Fade Away and Classify Yourself as Obsolete to him. And Bray's going nuts, flipping over shit, trying to find him. Checks under the ring, and then right out of nowhere, boom! Matt comes out of nowhere, starts clubbing at him, and then they proceed to start going at it. Now, to that, I will say it was a nice start because, you know, honestly, I never would have figured something like that for the start. Now, for the most part, Bray Wyatt was leading the match, but honestly, what I'm hoping for more than anything is this leads to the final deletion at the Wyatt compound match. Which case, man, the cinematics on that would be amazing. Just imagine that. You know? Either way, either way, like I said, it was kind of a disappointment. You know, I mean, I really would like to see more with this, but I'm not taking anything away from either guy. They put on a good match. Match came to an end when Matt wound up countering his sister Abigail and had a twist of fate. Got the 1, 2, 3. That was it. And yeah, that was it. So next up, we got the elimination chamber match, which case the winner then goes against Brock Lesnar at Mania. In the order they came out, it was Elias, Braun Strowman, Cena, Roman Reigns, Miz, Rollins, and Balor. So Miz, Rollins, and Finn them three started out the match first. Nice little bit of a triple threat way to go at it. Right at the start, Miz was like, "It's Seth, you and me. We take him. Take him." Huh? And that didn't go for it. And then went to Finn. You and me? We take him out? Yeah? Come on. Huh? Huh? Nothing going for it. Wasn't going for it. And then they proceeded to go and work on him. They had their little bit of a moment. And then after that, Cena came out. Now, during just those 5 minutes when Cena was just out, it felt kind of Cena-ish for a match, you know. Just but everyone wound up getting taken out at near the end of that part, and then Roman came out. Which case, when Roman came out, he just walked out like he was the cool cat of the area, like walked over to everyone, wham, 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 just kept slapping them like you were hearing Prodigy slap my bitch up, you know. It just kept doing that, and yeah, did that for like the first minute, and after that they all proceeded to go at each other, you know. Really liked on how that part went, and then Braun came out. How best to describe that? Have you ever seen the video clips of Hiroshima? That pretty much describes how Braun Strowman handled that, because he went in there nuclear and destroyed everyone. He killed everyone, you know? And yeah, just go. I mean, they all tried everything. I mean, Roman held him up, and everyone teamed up to powerbomb him. Did not work. Cena wound up hitting him with an AA. Finn hit him with a coup de grace. Seth hit him with a curb stomp. You know, everyone tried everything. Nothing was holding them down, and it was just beautiful because it played to him so well, being a freaking giant. And when Elias was supposed to come out, it was just, no, I think I'll wait. And what was funny was, you know, it wasn't like Braun was like trying to chase after him. He was like, "I'll get you later," and then proceeded to go back. Excuse me. Well, I will tip my hat to this part though. Braun Strowman eliminated everyone. He single-handedly eliminated everyone in the match. Now, it's not to say it was just him all non-stop the entire time he was in there, because there were moments where he was where he would get knocked out and held back, and then, you know, some guys had their moments with each other, like Seth and Finn had theirs, and I freaking popped when Finn did the Bloody Sunday, because I haven't seen him do. I can't remember the last time I seen him do that on TV, but he did, and that was, yeah, it was good, and it was good. It was good. I liked it. Now, after a while though, Braun, you know, like I said, Braun, he just, you know, after everyone hit their finisher, Braun took out Miz, and then he took out Elias, and then he took out Cena, in which case I was like, thank you, God, because and I'm not shitting on Cena right here, as much as I've shit on Cena before, I'm not shitting on him right here. My thing is, I don't want Cena to break Ric Flair's world title record. That's the thing. That's it, plain and simple. You know? So, he took him out, then Braun took out Finn, and then it just left Seth and Roman, which case them two were like, alright, we're going to have to work together to try and take this motherfucker out. And then they proceeded to go and try and do that. And what I liked about with this Elimination Chamber match was this one was a lot more slower than the women's one. The women's one was real fast paced. This one was slow. It slowed down. Because the entire show, it just felt like, you know, like somebody switched gears and was like, boom! And this one was like, whoa. Ooh. So, it was good. But Seth and Roman, they started to double team Braun to work on him, and then eventually Seth was just like, yo, or not Seth, I'm sorry, Roman was just like, yo, wham! You had made me lose the gauntlet match last week. So they had their little moment together, and then eventually Seth even at one point got on top of a pod and then proceeded to do a frog splash to Braun from the top of there. That did not stop him. Braun eventually got back to his feet, took Seth out, which then led to him and Roman. Which case, these two put on a good match one-on-one. You know, I liked it. Match came to an end when Roman, quick burst of adrenaline, threw out a few Superman punches, and then as Braun kept getting tased, trying to move around, and then he proceeded to hit him with a spear. Braun got back up, so he hit him with back-to-back spears, and then got the 1, 2, 3. So it's going to be Brock and Roman at WrestleMania, which case, as much as I would have preferred Braun Strowman versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, I'm okay with Roman because, you know, the guy's earned my respect, point blank. Now, after he got the win, Braun got back up and then proceeded to beat the ungodly hell out of him. And then he walked, and, you know, crowd walked out happy knowing that, you know, Braun Strowman beat the living shit out of him. And, you know, to quote a particular podcast I like, you know, Braun must pose. Anyways, that is it for this week's show, folks. Excuse me. So, like all normal, do not forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the other episodes. Make sure you look for me on my Twitter at TimVicious. Also do have another backup account, Tim_Vicious. Also on that Facebook gimmick, Tim Ash. If you look for me on there, let me know you found me from this show so I don't think you're batshit crazy stalking me. Also, look at the info down below for The Dad Show. It's a lifestyle podcast, storytelling podcast, whatever kind of podcast you want to see it as. New episodes are coming out soon. It's a matter of when, not if. Also, folks, do not forget to follow all of these cool-ass cats right here on Twitter. Axel, make sure you check out Axel's newest project for Wrestling Review. They talk about British European wrestling. Kenny Killer, my two co-hosts for The Dad Show. I am Danny Sunday. And my executive producer for this show, Oliver Ben, who did provide the music for this week's show. Make sure y'all check it out. It's out there on iTunes, Spotify, and such details are down below. Also, make sure you hit Ollie up for one of these t-shirts. Show the man some love and support. Craig Fiesel, Aaron_Deborah, and Dazzy MWP. Folks, like I always tell you, you love me great, you hate me.
Yeah, I'm single, I'm single tonight.